Greetings, Exiles. Welcome to tonight's stream. This is BullShifter. Happy to have you with me tonight. We do have some really exciting and interesting stuff coming very soon to Path of Exile, namely the fact that, as I mentioned in my video earlier today, we're going to be getting some news about the upcoming league here on the 20th, which is less than a week away. I believe that's next Tuesday. That's super cool. It seems like Legion League has kind of flown by, for better or for worse. There's been some ups and some downs to Legion League, but, there's a couple weeks left. There'll be a couple more patches implemented, I'm sure. So, hopefully we get to end Legion League on a high note. But tonight, we're just going to kind of do a short, brief little stream, just kind of hang out, maybe discuss the things that we're all hoping to see within the upcoming patches, with the upcoming league. Just kind of do some maps, and maybe I'll actually finally go ahead and do a temple run. We have not done a temple run on stream. I've had a completed temple for a very long time now, so maybe we'll just go ahead and do that tonight. It sounds like a bit of a change of pace and could potentially be something that's kind of fun. I haven't really talked about doing temple runs very often on my channel, so maybe we'll do that tonight just to kind of switch things up a little bit. So get everything stored away here. And this temple run should be relatively easy, but we'll see. Talk to Alva. And go ahead and enter this temple. So I hope everyone's excited about the upcoming league. Obviously, we don't know anything about it quite yet. Not a name, none of the mechanics, nothing that'll be coming with it. It's all kind of up in the air. All we know is we'll have something new, which is always exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Now that I've kind of ironed out a few of my own performance issues on Path of Exile, I'm, feeling a little bit more excited about the game, and definitely looking forward to the next league. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be too many loose ends to really tie up in Legion League. Obviously, the incubators offer some pretty cool rewards. I don't think they've mentioned anywhere yet as to if it's going to be added to the base game or not. Hey, what's up, Soho? How's it going tonight? Hopefully everyone's been having a great week so far. Middle of the week. Work week is almost through. But, I mean, if we can get some patches implemented that kind of, increase performance a little bit, like, I wouldn't be opposed to having Legion added to the base game. But they've really got to figure out, how to not make those monoliths drag the game down. But I mean, all in all, like I mentioned in my video earlier today, Legion had some really fun mechanics that were really fun on paper, and when they worked well, it was a good time. A little grindy to get the emblems, but you kind of have to expect to grind in an ARPG. It's pretty standard. I actually don't even remember what modifiers I have in this temple. This temple's literally been sitting for me for weeks. This has been complete and ready to run. But I don't think I have a connection to the top room. But I do believe I have one of the explosive rooms open, so I'll have to see if I have the ability to get into that final boss room. Some other exciting news that may be implemented into a couple of random Thursday streams. I actually went ahead and bought a refurbished PlayStation 2 off eBay, which is supposed to be here tomorrow. So I did try and do some Champions of Norath streams a couple times on Thursdays just through an emulator, and PS2 emulation just isn't all that great yet. So I kind of had an itch to play the game, so I always regretted getting rid of my PS2 shortly after high school, so actually pretty excited to play one again. PS2 is definitely up there as one of my favorite consoles of all time. I feel like it's up there for a lot of people. Get that overhead map off for a bit here. See, I have quite a few rooms that are actually blocked off in this temple. But let's see, what level of the monsters in here? Level 60. Yeah, we're gonna cruise right through this temple. This isn't even gonna be a challenge. If we get close to death, I'd be very surprised. We may actually level up.
My spirit is spent.
I've had a bit more desync so far tonight than usual. Fortunately, though, I'm streaming from my capture card, so if we blue screen, it's not game over, man. So, and for those of you who don't visit the forums, I'll definitely be making sure to make a video next Tuesday as soon as the information drops for the next league. Just kind of, you know, for fun and to inform everyone, you know, what we can expect within a couple of weeks. So I think last time it was within like maybe a week and a half after the announcement for the new league that we had the actual new league implemented. I'm sure it'll be on PC a few days before console, just like the last league was. I think they typically get things about 3 to 4 days before we do. Which is a bummer in some ways, but at the same time it's kind of nice to be able to preview those mechanics. I could always potentially start a character on PC too a couple days early, but I don't know. I kind of like sticking to console for the streams and for everything. So yeah, these temples are actually pretty straightforward. There's different modifiers in different rooms, but you essentially run it like a map that's shaped like a building. And based off of what you're able to unlock through the incursions determines the buildings, or well, the rooms that you can go into. Like this isn't one that I unlocked a connection to, so that's blocked off. I can't actually get through there. But I thought I had an explosives room somewhere. So it looks like I have a connection over here, possibly. How did I even... Oh, I see. That still shows that it's not connected, even though it is. You have a connection through here? Yeah. So yeah, hopefully everyone's as excited for the next league as I am. And I'm really hoping that we don't end up with something that's more like multiple enemy based. I'd like to see some sort of league mechanic where we're fighting gigantic bosses. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's a solid choice for Cyclone. I actually only went pure physical because I've never really went pure physical build before. Just trying to find some new niches to go through. Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun with that. I'm having fun with Cyclone too. I'm glad I gave it a shot. I'm admittedly very inexperienced when it comes to building melee builds. Almost everything I build in these type of games are typically a ranged build. Although next league, I'm leaning towards actually building a ranger. So I haven't done an archer in Path of Exile, even when I played on PC. I never made an archer type of class, so I think that'll be fun. That's my big thing. I always like trying something new that I haven't done before. Gotta find where I have some more open connections here. It's the one thing the overhead map is really nice for. Yeah, two-handed axe is definitely the other solid choice to run Cyclone with. So you, sir, are a man of exquisite taste. We've gotten a couple of uniques to drop so far. And we got, I think it was a level 3 minion crafting recipe. Which will be useful for my witch that's in standard. Maybe at some point while we're in between leagues, I'll actually take my standard characters and we'll do like a pure crafting stream and just try and make a few really good items. Because between the currency I got this league and then all the currency I gathered through Synthesis League, I should have enough for a pretty decent amount of time of crafting. If I actually hit all the rooms that I have opened up here, I don't know why it would show me my atlas here, not just the map itself. So that's blocked off. The area to the left is blocked off. Let's see, could I actually get through? I think this area up here was blocked off too. I may not have an explosives room. I thought I did. It should let me blow up one of those walls. But I may have been mistaken. Your snare I didn't come into. Another crafting recipe, chaos damage. And everything in here, level 61 moss. This is basically like running the axe in the stories again. The axe through the main storyline. Because even tier 1 maps I think are level 68. That's why we're kind of cheesing right through this. Basically we look at things and they die. If you're on a bit of a higher level temple, it can actually pose a bit of a challenge.
My spirit is spent.
I think we might have actually explored a majority of what we can explore here. Sucks that I didn't actually manage to unlock the main boss room, but that's kind of how it goes. Because the incursions, you have to have a little bit of luck. Let's see, can we get through? Oh, there we go. There's another area we can enter into. Alright, okay, so that I believe is our bomb. hoping there's just one room I don't have unlocked, and we can still get to the apex and fight the Roomba boss. Literally looks like a Roomba. Oh, nice 6-socket. Let's see, can we get any deeper through here? I've actually been lagging a little bit during stream. It's been okay now, but when I first got on, it was actually kind of crappy at first. And it seems like Leap Slam was kind of a culprit behind it, which hasn't been uncommon, unfortunately. So I think I actually have to leave here in order to look at the map layout. I'm gonna portal back. This will use one of my portals, but I have 5 more, so, and we're not gonna die in this place. The monsters are way too low level. Talk to Alva. View Temple. So, no, I don't think we're gonna be able to get to the apex unless there's a second powder keg in the demolition lab. It says contains explosive charges, as in plural. So maybe? Because otherwise, the halls are the room that we were in. And we blow up that wall, we can get to the flame workshop, but we still need to be able to blow up one more wall to get to the apex. I fortunately haven't blue screened in a while, though. Oh. Did I just get another? Oh, no, it's just one powder keg. This item will drop on the ground when leave. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. So this room is the halls. They're underneath here. So we have to blow up this wall anyways, so we may as well just do it. Kaboom, boom. Okay, now let's see. Let's go back and see if we can find another powder keg. We have to go around. I just got rather unlucky on my incursions and just didn't manage to unlock the rooms that I needed. Wish I could just pick those up as opposed to blowing them up. Ooh, flash. Perfect. So we can get to the apex and fight the boss. That's awesome. So we actually get to do a full run through. So keep that in mind if you are having trouble getting connections through your actual temple, through the incursions. If you can get a level 2 of the explosives room, because that's how, I believe that's why I got 2, because I unlocked it as an explosives room by killing the one boss in the incursion, and then I actually upgraded it to a level 2, so that gave us 2 caches that we were able to get powder kegs from. So you can kind of make it a little less luck based that way. And if you're not totally familiar with what I'm talking about, I actually do have a video I made quite a while back about incursions. That should help you out. I explain it a bit more in detail there and actually run an incursion in the video and kind of explain what you want to try and do. So this should take us to the apex. And I can see the door to the boss right there. Perfect. There's not much to this area. So here we go. The boss of the temple. Roomba King. The ancient Roomba. He will vacuum you to oblivion. And there he is. That's all she wrote. And that, my friends, is a temple run. Hey, what's up, Hi-Res? So that's all there is to it. Temple run complete. We did it. Dun, 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 dun. Painless. And these items are going to be all low level, so there's not really anything useful. Possibly the uniques. But nothing we're actually going to be using. So that lowers my intelligence quite a bit, which is not something that I want. Let's stash our uniques that we can stash. I knew I had one of those already. I didn't realize I had one of those too. Just stick these bad boys in here for now. I'll come back and compare those to the ones I've already got later. So does anybody have any secret insider information about the stuff we're going to find out next Tuesday? We can start some crazy internet rumors about what's going to be in the next league. You know you want to spawn Uber Elder. Everyone wants to do the Uber Elder run. So, the game seems to be a little choppy tonight. Let's push it. Let's test it out a little bit. Yeah, how's the game been running for you tonight, Hi-Res? Noticed a little bit of lag and some desync early on, so I'm going to try and push a tier 15 here real fast and see how this runs. I have my lightning buddy with me. So one thing I actually didn't mention in one of my videos about things you can do to increase performance, I actually used to summon a pet. Like I said, I didn't summon a pet, but I ran with a pet for one of my cosmetics. And I actually don't anymore. I just figured it's one less thing rendering on the screen. And I think another thing that might possibly help is, this is kind of counterproductive for GGG because the cosmetic effects is kind of how they make money off this game. But if you have any cosmetic effects, probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to turn those off too. I gotcha. I'm going to attempt to play the next league and Borderlands 3. So I hope you guys are prepared for some Borderlands content to be coming to the channel, which, judging by the poll that I ran a little while ago, it definitely sounds like you guys are. Because I love pretty much everything about Borderlands. It's a fantastic series. Yay, Nico's here. Yeah, I rubber banded a bit earlier this night, or earlier tonight too. Oh, we just hit another level. It's always good. Means if we die, it doesn't matter. Borderlands 3 is actually one of the very few games that I pre-ordered with confidence. Ooh, that was gutsy to open that without identifying it. I second guessed myself as soon as I did that. There was actually a lot of controversy behind the dude who originally voiced Claptrap. I guess him and like one of the leads for Gearbox got into it. That was a pretty crazy sounding situation. So I think they actually have a different voice actor doing Claptrap now. Which doesn't bother me too much, I guess, as long as, you know, sounds the same. I think the only time it bugged me that they changed a voice actor for something was Metal Gear Solid. Don't get me wrong, I like Kiefer Sutherland, but Kiefer Sutherland is not Solid Snake. David Hayter all day. See, I kind of had that same fear about Borderlands 2, with if I'd like the Vault Hunters or not, and I'm sure they'll pull it all together, same as they did in 2. I think you kind of have to have that concern with any game that you play in a series that doesn't, you know, have you playing as the same heroes every time. I thought it was something along the lines of like they didn't pay him for something. Or maybe it was that they weren't going to pay him and he had mentioned something about it and that like sparked some conflict. And it was a pretty crazy read. But I mean, I can't blame the guy. Like that's his line of work, so if he wasn't going to get paid, like I'd be upset too. Unfortunately, seems to be the game industry in general. Like, I was really, really enjoying Crash Team Racing. I mean, it's still fine, like, gameplay-wise, but it really disappointed me that Activision did up and decided to add in microtransactions. I liked it much better when it was, you could only, you know, earn coins by playing. Thought that was kind of shifty of them to come in and add it up later on. A lot of it too, though, like it's not behind the developers, it's usually the publisher that's pushing the crappy decisions. Because like Gearbox, I think they have to answer to 2K games. I think 2K technically publishes Borderlands. So as a developer, you have to do everything that the publisher tells you to do. You can try and push back, but it typically doesn't go very well. Hey, what's up, Darkness? What's up, Fearless? So trade system, essentially you need to, I mean, there's two ways to do it. There's the easy way and there's, which does require a bit of real-life currency to do, unfortunately. Otherwise, there's the old-school way of basically hitting up trade forums. But if you purchase a premium stash tab, You can actually go into your stash tab, mark it as public, and then it'll allow you to like set prices for your different items that are within your stash tab. Otherwise, if you don't set prices, it'll still go up in the market, but people just have to offer you something for it. And they don't really have a base to know, what to offer you for it, since, nothing's set. I'm still on the fence with Black Desert. I started to like really enjoy it after playing it for a little while. My biggest fear is like if I pick it up, if a lot of like the rendering issues I had during the beta aren't going to be fixed, because the game launch is really close. So I was a little disappointed that it had, kind of that many performance issues. I mean, that's coming from someone who plays Path of Exile. I should be used to performance issues by now. The base of the game looks super fun, and I like the concept behind it. I don't know, it might be one of those wait and see things for me. But I will without a doubt be playing Borderlands 3. I didn't even just get the normal edition, I got the special edition, so that way I'd have the season pass and everything included with it. I've been excited for Borderlands 3 since it was announced. Yeah, I mean, burnout happens on Path of Exile, any ARPG. Sometimes you just gotta take a little bit of a break. I admittedly played less this league than I did through Synthesis League. I mean, a lot of it was related more so to like the performance, not the actual game itself, but yeah, I mean, if you don't have use for it in standard, like I'm always hesitant to to take high value items, but yeah, dude, if it's something you don't mind parting ways with, it's kind of hard to turn down one of the better items for my build. I honestly just kind of wish I'd have had more time to play the Black Desert beta. I did finally get some time to finish Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which turned out to be a lot of fun, by the way, for anyone on the fence with that game. And I started playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fire Emblem is amazing. So anyone who has a Switch, like if you are on the fence on that game, like jump onto the bandwagon. Man, I wish I could stream Borderlands 3 right now. Yeah, I will definitely be adding some Borderlands 3 streams to the channel once the game launches. I am beyond excited for that game. Like, if it ends up being half as good as the first or second, like, that game's going to hold my attention for a long time. Doesn't matter, stream it. You are the king of the world, my friend. Let's see. What is the most efficient way for me to do this? Honestly, I feel like I can sacrifice infused channeling for now. Actually, 3 reds and 2 greens. So let's do let's play the chromatic game. Keep it at a 5 link for now. That's right, I have to unequip it. Yeah, dude, I beyond appreciate that. Wow, first roll, I got the colors I needed. I suppose the one will need to be blue eventually, but I can continue to level that here. It's not going to support it, but I don't really need it to. And then since I have that, let's see, 2 red and a green, and a red and a green. This one's going to be rough. So my odds of rolling reds on here are just really low. Of course they attach to each other. I need 3 reds. That's so close. Which I could just potentially craft on. Let's just re-roll connections. That'll do it. All right. So brings up our damage significantly. We'll keep the 6 link in there just to have it on hand. Actually, I think I passed my unique stash already. There we go. Yeah, that carcass is going to help a lot. Yeah, I honestly don't even know if I'll try to 6 link it at this point. Just for fun, let's take a look and see what our DPS is at now. Oh yeah, it was definitely a nice little jump. And then, yeah, our life popped up too. And I mean, just looks kind of awesome. Looks like we're wearing a giant piece of stretched out pizza. That Starforge is beautiful. Yeah, we got more of those deeps though. Let's go murder stuff on this tier 14. But straight up, highly, highly, highly appreciate that. 1,000 fusing. This sounds crazy, but I mean, 1,000 fusings. I'm pretty sure that's actually cheaper than the 6-link recipe, because isn't the 6-link recipe like 1,500? Yeah, look at that area of attack we got on that cyclone now. That's beautiful. Yeah, I don't even feel bad about not having this 6-link. I mean, infused channeling is a nice skill, support skill gem to have, but it's definitely not necessary. A lot of people actually don't even use it. And it actually makes it so we're using less mana for Cyclone, which, to be honest with you, with as many mana sustain issues as I've had, this might actually be kind of a positive to run this as a 5-link. Surprisingly, I actually double-checked that while I was still in my hideout, and it surprisingly didn't move my skills around at all. Mark your calendars, it's the first time that's ever happened. That is gorgeous. Look at these enemies just melting. Well, good sir, you've just made these last few weeks of Legion League a cakewalk for me. That is fantastic. 2 orbs of fusing, yes please. No, seriously, that is the first time I think I've ever moved around skill gems and not had to move my skills around. I literally can't think of another time that that's ever happened. I actually kind of enjoy this boss fight. Here we go, second form. So I was curious, what was everyone's thoughts on kind of my... Oh, what happened there? I just got one shot out of nowhere. It was going so well. So I don't know who all saw the video I made earlier today for the 5 things on my wish list for next league, but I was curious what everyone thought of my idea to... I'm sure they're not going to do this, but implementing guilds and then having raids essentially be the league mechanic. I think it'd be a ton of fun. It's something I've actually kind of been thinking about for a while. It's one of those things I was afraid if I said it, it would never happen, but I figured this was an opportune moment to talk about, you know, what could potentially be with next league. I just think it'd be just an all too perfect combination. Alright, I'm going to get away from this big mamma jamma, because that's what killed me last time. Ah, that's what got me then. I'm surprised it one-shot me. I have a decent amount of health. Yeah, that's right. Sit down. Sit down, punk. You dead. I say he dead. I just think guilds would be fantastic. You know, like we have the PS4 community now, but like to be able to just have like a gigantic guild that, you know, pretty much everyone who is a regular on the stream could join. It would make, you know, joining sessions super easy for community play days, and partying up in general would be a ton easier. I just think guilds could potentially add a ton of content to the game. I don't really want to run the same map twice. Let's challenge ourselves. Unidentified map. Let's corrupt it. Oh, I have to. That's right. I have to identify it in order to corrupt it. None of those modifiers may matter. Oh yeah, that's right. I leveled up. I'm so bad at doing that. Passives. I think I was one away from my next big impale jump. Oh, maybe I'm still one more away. So next level, I'll get forceful skewering. But yeah, I'll definitely be playing next league. Be splitting time between Path of Exile and Borderlands 3. So hopefully it just means more content for the channel. Mix up the streams a bit here and there. Cover a little bit of both. Hopefully get some community plays going for Borderlands. I think that can be a lot of fun too. Nice thing is it'll be a few months after Borderlands 3 releases, but in December, around Christmas time, I actually get about a week and a half off of work. So I'll be on vacation, actually at home. So one of those days, we may just do like an all-day stream. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I haven't had any luck getting any 16s to drop. Damn darkness, that's dedication. Like I blue screen twice and then I'm done for the night. The first I'm like, yeah, it happens, and then if I get the second one, I submit. I've been really happy with how well this build has performed, especially considering it's something. I mean, I guess I didn't really just throw it together, because a lot of this was pre-planned through Path of Building before the league started. But I mean, when I haven't had performance issues, like game performance issues, this build seems to run really well. Especially since I switched over and started using Impale. Although I've heard from some people on the forums that I guess Impale's been one of the things that's caused desync for them. Just kind of odd. I don't understand why that would happen. Maybe it's that 10% damage moving over to the next hit that somehow... I don't understand how that mechanic would cause issues with the game itself. See, I've never had the blue screen issue like that badly. My worst blue screen was actually a night on stream when I was looking at amulets in the shop and I blue screened. That blew my mind. I didn't even know that was possible. I'd heard of it happening to people, but it had never happened to me. See, I thought that was pretty crazy. But yeah, like, this is a rare corrupted tier 14 map, and running it like nobody's business with this build. If I activate this, there's going to be a lot of corpses that blow up. So I'm going to have to leap slam right out of here right away. That was a close one. Yeah, they are. Oh, well, 2 of them are. I missed one. Good catch. I thought I turned them on before I went in here, but apparently I missed one. And there we go. No, well. No, I was in... I need to move over to Blood Stance. Oh, man, it takes so long to fill back up. There we go. Oh, you know what? Actually, 2 of my skills did switch around. That's what's throwing me off. Because my Flesh and Stone was on circle instead of triangle, and Pride got moved. You're right, my Pride aura was off. Now we're all set. And I was in Sand Stance instead of Blood Stance because of it too. Crap, I was reading chat. No more multitasking for me. I need to play some more Monster Hunter again soon. Has the new DLC dropped for that yet? That's kind of what I was waiting for. I wanted to play the new DLC when it drops. I'll have to run some easy monsters at first to kind of get back into the game and get reaccustomed with all the controls. Get my gun lance going again. That's a stream we'll have to do sometime in the near future too. Get a little community play Monster Hunter going on. So I think we have quite a few members of the community that play Monster Hunter. My character in Monster Hunter has nearly 200 hours put into him. Except they would have it drop the same time as Borderlands. On the bright side, September is going to be a great month for games. Pokemon isn't coming out in September too, is it? hope not. I'm literally not going to be sleeping in September. There, that went much better. I actually paid attention that time. Why don't you try and slowly swing your axe on me? Gotta say, 2019 has just been a solid year for games in general. So many games on my backlog I haven't played yet. Like on Prime Day, I picked up Neo for $10. Because I get into those Dark Souls-esque games too. November, okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sword and Shield. Like, I'm disappointed about the whole National Dex thing and the fact that it won't have all the Pokemon, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Just more of an, oh, that kind of sucks, but there's no way I'm not going to play that game. I purchased a lot of my games when they went on big sales. Like Prime Day was kind of when I dropped money on games. There's not very many games I'll actually drop like the full $60 on anymore, unless it's something I'm like ridiculously excited for, like Borderlands 3, for example. I mean, I did pay some money for Path of Exile right away to get stash spaces because I bought one of the supporter packs. But other than that, like, I'm even a big Resident Evil fan, and I still waited for the Resident Evil 2 remake to go on a pretty hefty sale before I picked that up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing through Neo. And I'm waiting on, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Sekiro. I'm waiting for that to go on sale. And then I know there's that game that From Software is working on with George R.R. Martin, the guy who wrote the Game of Thrones books. Well, the books that Game of Thrones is based on. Like, they're collaborating and making a game. I'm sure that's going to be something special, too. You know, let's run this and let's cartographer it out. Hopefully we get some good map drops. And we'll elk it too. So I think we can run a rare tier 15 and be fine. Yeah, I think we'll be good. I'm not afraid. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake's going to be awesome. Dude, I'm even excited that they're finally going to re-release Final Fantasy VIII. That blew my mind when they actually had, like, I knew the Final Fantasy VII Remake was coming, and the footage for it looks amazing. The game looks gorgeous. But, like, they've ignored Final Fantasy VIII for so long that I was super surprised to see that, you know, it's not going to be a complete remaster or anything, but that's fine. I'll just be happy to have it on, like, modern-day consoles again. Granted, I've got a PS2 getting shipped to me tomorrow, so if I really wanted to play it again, I could just get the PS1 disc again. Last of Us 2 is going to be solid too. The first one was really great. I even enjoyed the multiplayer for the first one. I had a buddy of mine I played that with, and I really enjoyed the mechanics of it, because it was like a 3-on-3, I think. It's been a while since I played the multiplayer, and like you could actually, like, you went down, so you'd be down and you could pick up your teammates. Oh crap! I hate those lightning guys. I honestly wish I had never gotten rid of my PS1 and PS2 game collection. I still have some of my games, but see, the PS2 I've got coming tomorrow. It was bundled with a few games. I'm trying to remember. It had some strange Civil War game that I've never played before. A couple of the SmackDown versus Raw games. Both the Lego Star Wars games and Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. I mainly wanted Battlefront 2. And like, it was the cheapest refurbed PS2 that was on there. Came with a couple controllers and memory cards, so I was down for it. Yeah, my favorite Final Fantasies are 7, 8, and I think 4 is the one with Cecil. Nah, there's nothing wrong with playing there's no such thing as too many RPGs. RPGs are the best. Everyone I ever knew who grew up playing RPGs as a kid grew up to be a very intelligent, functioning member of society. I feel like playing RPGs at a young age helps you gain a lot of problem-solving skills. You have to be able to crunch numbers, so it helps you with math. $140 or $150, damn. You've got the original Pokédex and PS4 games. That's got to be a pretty sweet looking collection, though. Man, that thing had a lot of health. Yeah, you summon a couple of powerful Legion, like, enemies, and they can actually take you down a lot quicker than you expect. I've actually never played Star Ocean. I've heard amazing things about it, but never got a chance to actually sit down and play it. Actually surprised running right into the middle of that mob wasn't more of a challenge. We got ourselves a unique map. Nice. PS3 had a lot of really solid exclusives. I think it just got overshadowed because of how successful the Xbox 360 was. I don't have my PS3 anymore either. It makes me really wish that they'd re-release Metal Gear Solid 4 on PS4. Because it's literally the only Metal Gear Solid game that like I don't have now. Well, other than that weird Raiden spin-off. I don't have that one either. But I still have my 360, so I've got like the Metal Gear Solid HD collection on there. Which features one of my favorite, well, actually features what probably is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game with Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Love that game so much. I think I must have played through that game like a good 3 or 4 times when it first came out. Yeah, I've heard great things about Star Ocean. There's a lot of people who consider it like a top 5 RPG. I think right now Final Fantasy VII's on Switch. I think 10 and 10-2 are on Switch. I don't think
My spirit is spent.
any of the original 6 are, though. I know 4 isn't. Oh, crap. I walked into that again. I did that earlier tonight. I don't think any of 1 through 6 are on the Switch, to be honest. Because 4 is actually my favorite. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 was solid. Yeah, I think it would be more talked about, like, if the PS3 hadn't struggled so hard initially on launch. That price point was ridiculously high, but I wish I had one of those original PS3s, because those were the ones that were backwards compatible with PS2 games. But I think they were like $600 when it first launched. And, like, I didn't have that kind of money at that age. I think I was like fresh out of high school when that launched. Yeah, I don't know when it's supposed to be arriving, but I actually did end up picking up copies of Champions of Norath and Return to Arms on the PS2. It was like one of the biggest reasons why I got one of those, because since I tried to stream it, it just didn't perform very well on an emulator. I just really wanted to pick it up. Crap. I forgot about that attack. I didn't have my auras on either. Yeah, Sony's just been cranking out the hits ever since PS1. They've always had some really solid RPGs. It's like the one place you can find a lot of really underrated, unheard of RPGs. Like White Knight Chronicles for PS3 was a really great game, but wasn't super well known. Yeah, sometimes I mow through this guy like he's nothing, and other times I actually seem to have a bit of trouble. I think the fact that I was running a red corrupted map kind of helped his cause a little bit. No worries, man. I think I'm actually probably gonna call it a night with the stream tonight. I got a few things I got to do tonight before heading off to sleep. So, mainly just wanted to kind of come on and chat for a bit, kind of build up that hype for next week when we find out about the next league. And I like coming on here and chatting with you guys in general. So these streams are always the funnest part of any sort of content creation I do. So I mean, this is the fun part. This is the part I really enjoy. Yeah, Uncharted. I remember I played the first one before most of my friends even knew what it was. It was actually one of the reasons why I bought a PS3. It was to play Metal Gear Solid 4 and Uncharted. And like I was blown away by the first Uncharted. And I remember when the second one came out, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, man, this game's supposed to be awesome." And I was like, "Did you play the first one?" Like, no. Like, dude, the first one was amazing. So, yeah, the second one's gonna be good. Yeah, I have the Nate Drake collection and 4 on my PS4. I was really happy that they did that collection of the first 3 games for PS4. Wish they'd do the same for Metal Gear Solid and just do like a huge legacy collection and release that for PS4. It's kind of funny the different remakes and stuff that they do, and like the fact that Konami has a great back library that they just don't re-release very often. Like I got the Castlevania collection, but it took them a really long time to do that, and I was kind of surprised because those games are fantastic too. I really like the one that they had for 360 and PS3, Castlevania HD. It was like the only multiplayer Castlevania I knew of, and that game was a ton of fun too. But it never got a re-release after last gen ended. Right? Naughty Dog gives them Crash Bandicoot and Uncharted. I think they did a couple of other exclusives too. Weren't they behind Sly Cooper? Thought they might have been the ones who do Sly Cooper too, and that was another big franchise for Sony. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night from here. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, always enjoy chatting with you guys. Streams are a ton of fun for me. I'll be on again Friday night. Maybe we'll start the community stream back up again. We seem to be limited on our days at Legion League, so yeah, we'll hopefully get a community stream going. Hopefully the performance will be nice. Had a few dips tonight, but nothing too bad. So, obviously, thank you guys again for being a part of the stream, being a part of the channel and the community. You guys are the reason why I do this stuff. Obviously, I'd still be playing the game, but I wouldn't be having nearly as much fun. So a big thank you to all you guys who've been so supportive of the channel and who have been a part of the community and who drop by these streams and, come and chat with me. It really enhances my enjoyment of the game. So I definitely appreciate that from you guys. So hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will hopefully see you guys all again on Friday. And as always, until next time, may the RNG be with you. Always.